Well, it's a very short statement, just updating the White House's point of view on what is going on in Ukraine, just with the president just saying that he is deeply concerned and that a military intervention would be deeply destabilizing. That is the new line from the White House. But the more interesting part in terms of an evolution of what the Obama administration believes is happening in Ukraine, that comes from the Pentagon and indeed from the United Nations as well, because when the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Samantha Power, says she would like to see an international mediation mission in Crimea, well, that means that the Obama administration still needs a little bit of time to decide really what it wants to do when it calls for an international mediation mission, first of all. Also, Pentagon officials just a short while ago saying that they do now believe that it was indeed the Russian military that entered Crimea. So from the president, more of an update in terms of what the United States believes is right or wrong, but we are getting further updates from the United Nations and indeed also from the Pentagon as to what they are seeing on the ground. What President Obama again said here tonight is that he would like Russia to be involved in any kind of creation of a new united Ukraine in the future. He wants Russia to be part of that discussion. The person who's been most in touch with his Ukrainian counterpart has been Vice President Joe Biden. And from the Obama administration, there's always been a call toward Russia to respect Ukrainian sovereignty. There have been White House calls for reconciliation in Ukraine. And also, here's one thing that the Obama administration has been trying to insist, that this is not a Cold War scenario, that this is not a confrontation between superpowers, between the East and the West, between Russia and the United States and the EU. Indeed, Secretary of State John Kerry said this is not Rocky IV, making a reference to the Hollywood movie where you saw two boxers, one Soviet, one American, go head-to-head. But from what is happening on the ground and from what we're getting from Pentagon officials, well, it does look that little bit closer to that kind of a scenario. The United States doesn't want to hear any mention of a Cold War-like scenario, but it will have to look closely at what is happening on the ground and then make a decision.